And just like that, it's a wrap. Can you believe it? 2024 is nearly finished. We have just a few minutes left if you are watching this at nearly midnight. And if you watched this at the earlier time of the day when it posted, well, we have about 12 hours left. Can't believe that 2024 went by so quickly. But a lot happened, didn't it? And I wonder, what did you do with all those resolutions that you made at the beginning of the year? Did you keep to them? Did you allow yourself to fulfill all those things that you promised yourself? That's the real question that I have. I always wonder when people make resolutions if they're going to resolve to keep them. I don't make resolutions. I stopped that years ago. I just make, I guess, goals rather than a resolution to make myself a little better than I was the year before. And now that 60's here, I've decided that, I'm going to go on and do the things that I haven't done in the past. And one of those things was this year, I wanted to fulfill my desire to go down that creative path. And so I thought at the end of the year, I would take the time to share with you some of the pieces that I created this year and share with you what I call my little studio space. So if you are willing to take just a couple of minutes with me before we paint today, I'll show you around and then we'll get into the painting. But I thought this would be a fun way to end 2024. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that I created this year, and I'll show you my studio space. And this will have edits. So here we are at the corner of my bedroom that I use as my studio space, and these are some of my favorite pieces for the year. And this is my easel that I got, and these, and I apologize for the shakiness, but these are some of my favorite pieces this year that I created, and I thought that I would put them up and hang them up. This is my first oil I did. I didn't prime the canvas, and I found out that's a thing. Some people don't prime the canvas, meaning the canvas is primed. That's a lie, because that would just be wrong. I didn't underpaint anything, and so there's no underpainting is what I meant to say. I didn't underpaint the canvas. And these are some of my watercolors that I just really liked. This is me and Bluefin Boy at Burning Man. He should be on YouTube. He's not. If he's watching, where's your channel? There's another oil that I did. Some more watercolor. Oh, that's a pastel. My first time doing a pastel. Pastel is so different because you work dark to light in pastel, where in watercolor you work light to dark. So it's the opposite. And this was my first other piece in my series of painting oils. And then this is another oil. Sorry about the lighting, it's poor in this room. I guess I could have turned this one on, let's see. Does that help? And so these are all of the ones that I did that I appreciated in 2024 that I wanted to put up. And so one of the things that will happen is I will strike the wall tomorrow and we'll start new for 2025 and see what happens. And then this is the unit where I keep most of my supplies. Right there, in this really great unit I got from IKEA years ago that I had in my salon. It has most of all of my art supplies in there. And it's that simple and that easy. So that's it. That's a studio space. That's what I do. That's where I work. And maybe in 2025 I'll get something different and I can put everything in a different space and have freedom to play. But that's the big plan for 2025. Let's go ahead and get to the paper today and see what shows up as we spend our time together. And thanks for joining me on this video tour and painting session. It's always great to be here with you. Let's go ahead and go to the paper. So thanks for joining me on that little braggadocious tour, but that's not really what that was about. That little tour was to showcase the things that brought me the most joy while I was just in the process of creating this year. And those were moments where I just sat down and I created and I got lost in the play of creation. And there was no rhyme or reason, there was no foresight or plan, it's just what shows up. But those are all the things that I learned in the process of creating, and I just wanted to put up the things that brought me joy. And that's what we do here. We paint to bring joy and to get lost in the moment. So let's go ahead and turn to our paper for today and see what shows up. And we'll spray our paints. And, you know, this whole process of intuitive painting is really, I trust, an opportunity for you to reconnect maybe with a part of yourself that may have not had a chance to talk in a while. Maybe there's a part of you that has difficulty expressing yourself verbally. And this space of intuitive painting just really, because there's no rules and you don't have to have words when you communicate in painting, there's a freedom that exists there. It's an opportunity for you to connect with that child part of yourself. And as adults, I think we forget to do that. I think we get so lost in the adulting that we forget the play. Because as adults, we get to choose when we get to play. And even if that play is for 15 or 20 minutes a day, it's time that you have invested in you. And when you invest in you, you really do have the greater opportunity to have more to invest, I think, in those that you love and those around you, and into your projects. Because from this experience, things get unlocked and ideas show up, problems get solved, and awareness just comes. And however it needs to show up for you. And I think not being attached to what the end result is going to be is a really important thing. Because in life, we look for perfection so much in so many things. And we look at things that if they're not perfect, and they're not exactly as they should be in our minds, sometimes we discount those things. And sometimes I think that's really unfair, because those things have as much value, because they're there to teach us lessons about ourselves or about situations. So the creative process is a wild process. You never quite know what's going to show up and how it's going to show up and why it's going to show up, but it does. And when it shows up, you just kind of go with the flow and you just enjoy the experience of the experience. We could ask questions and we could ponder and we could wonder and we could worry. But that all comes into judgment. And judgment has no place in this realm, because this is where we get to play. This is where we get to unleash that part of our brain and do things that make us happy. For whatever reason, they make us happy. So as we step into the end of 2024, it's fun to just do something completely unexpected, to just see what shows up. trust that 2024 was an amazing and opportunity of a year for you. Let's see if we can draw a line. Oh, this pen looks like it's run out of ink. We'll fix that. Activity on my road today, which is a no outlet road. So interesting. Anyhow, I trust that 2024 was a year of opportunity for you, an opportunity to challenge yourself in new and exciting ways. And if you didn't take that opportunity, it's okay. There are no shoulds in life. There are only things that you need to do that make you feel aligned with yourself. And, creating for me is one of those things. So thank you for taking the time to spend with me on this last day of 2024. Hard to believe. And I look forward to seeing you in 2025 as we continue our journey on our creative path, showing up for each other and doing creative things, and showing you that even in a small space you can be creative and hang your things up, the things that you love around you, the things that you bring joy to you, because when you do, it has a reminder of all your progress through the course of the year and how far you've come in your mission to be creative. And I just thought there's a few more pictures that I'm going to share with you at the end of things that I just loved that I created this year. So thank you for spending time with me. I'm Samaj. This is Creating with Samaj. This is the last of 2024. And tomorrow, we're going to start a whole new year being creative. Thank you for spending time with me today. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Wherever you are, I trust you have the most amazing day. And until then,